Hey guys. Ow. Oh, sorry about that. Hit my elbow. Hi, Erin. Hi, Kim. All right, guys. You give everybody a few minutes to get logged on. When this is over, if you do not see the red live button in the corner of the screen, I am no longer live, but I will be saving this video so that everybody can watch it in the future too. Hi, Bridget. How's everybody doing today? Is anybody melting like I am? I'm in Texas. It's like so hot right now, and when playing with these gorgeous flakes and the Micas, I can't really have my overhead fan on. So if I'm glistening, I just say I don't sweat, I sparkle. Hi, Cynthia. And if you guys hear some noise in the background, that's just my office mascot, Quinn. She likes to hang out with Mama when she's working. She's inspecting my cup inventory right now. Hi, Nancy. All right. Anybody tell me what time it actually is? It'd be helpful if I had a watch. Totally don't right now. Hey, Quinn, you want to come say hi? Oh, Gina, it's not a problem. That's what we're here for. Come here, monkey. Come here. No, she's going to be camera shy at night. It's 7. All right. I can't relate. It's no problem. So tonight we are going to show how to use the Tack It Method to apply the chrome flakes and chameleon micas or just regular micas. Really, really big time saver because you don't need to mix your stuff in epoxy. You don't have to wait for the epoxy to get tacky. You don't have to try to time out spray paint or decide when something's at its tacky stage. Just takes a few minutes and then you're good to go. Hi, Stacy. So this is the cup that I did last week on the live. This was using some of the Chameleon Flakes using the Tack It Method. And then afterwards we just kept going and we actually added in some Shiny Penny and made our own alcohol ink spritzers and kind of sprayed it over the top to give it that kind of patina look. Hey, Annika. Stacey, I melted in my office today. It's just hot. We're at, I think, 31 days hitting triple digit heats where I'm at. So this is another one that I did. This in my base layer here, not sure if that translates well on film, but that is a chameleon mica, and that was applied also using the Tack It Method. So it kind of, the best description I have for it is almost kind of a faux chrome appearance. So it's very, very similar to the look that you get with the chameleon micas. You win. I don't want to win. I'd gladly trade to not win. I'm going to try to catch all of this questions as they come up. If I miss them, I will go back in and try to answer as best I can. I do seal it before epoxy. As we get into the process, you're going to see that I'm doing a lot of rubbing with my hands, and since there's oil on my hands, I definitely want to seal to prevent my epoxy from repelling. I've learned that the hard way. Hi, Teresa from Tennessee. Jessica, it's not that different from tacky epoxy. It's just a lot more user-friendly. So it's still kind of the same feel to the cup when it's ready. Annika, thank you for answering that. You also don't have to try to judge whether or not that epoxy is at that right stage, aside from waiting. Same thing with tacky spray paint. You don't have to try to make that judgment call. Once the glue diluted mixture dries, it goes from a white kind of color to a clear color, so it's very, very easy to see when it's ready. It's also one that you can apply it to your cup and walk away for a few hours and then come back to it, and it's still gonna be in that taxi state. So you don't have to really worry about it. Made a dumpster fire last night. Yeah. I seal using Quick Coat, so I'll show all those products as we go through. Hi, Susan. Hi, Melissa. All right, so I'm gonna do a quick run through of all the different products that I'll be using tonight. First and foremost, there's the elusive Aliens Tack It Over and Over. You do want the green bottle. Some of the labels look different now. Some of them have, I think this is the newer one, maybe, but there's also one that has a full green one. You don't want the tacky glue, that's different. From what I understand, us tumbler makers have apparently gone crazy over this, and it is sold out just about everywhere unless you're wanting to pay like 20 bucks a bottle. So I would just wait till it comes back into stock on Amazon. You guys really don't need more than one bottle. This is gonna last you forever because you dilute it and you use such a small amount that it's not. I've got like 3 containers of this sitting around now because I keep mixing more to do these tutorials, and I just don't use that much of it. So I still have probably 3/4 of a bottle here, and I've got at least 3 full tubs of stuff that I've made. All right, guys. So I'm probably not going to mix more of this just because I have so much of it sitting around at this point and I don't want to waste any more. But hey, Mindy Joe. What you're gonna do, essentially, I use this. I've got these little 2-ounce condiment cups with lids that I get from a grocery store that I work at. You just want something that's gonna seal it tight. Yes, Stacy. Here we go. So, all you're gonna do, open it up. I haven't even cut the top off of this because Barbara, 10 millimeter glue, 10 millimeter water, did 3 full cups and then spilled the rest on you. Oops. So really all you're gonna do, you wanna take your measuring cup, measure out equal parts, really to start off with, is what I'm telling everybody. I'm kind of doing it by eyeball at this point. I start with my glue first, pour it into the little container, and then I start slowly adding water and mixing. The reason why I'm doing that instead of the straight 1-to-1 mixture that has been mixed all over is I'm looking more for the consistency. I've done enough of these now that I know what consistency I'm looking for. And it's kind of nice. I don't know if you can see how liquidy that is. Let's see. I'm gonna tilt you guys down. Oops. Now I got sticky stuff all in my hands. Hold on just a second. Ooh. Oh yes, I love the condiment cups for sparkles too. Stole that from Miss Annika there. All right, hold on guys. So here, since I don't want to tilt this upside down, can you guys see what that looks like? It's, grab my spoon real quick. It's almost like the consistency of milk. So it's very, very watery, runny, just barely coats the backside of that spoon. Lisa, I like it a little bit thinner than a 1-to-1 ratio, but it's not very far off. And I've also found that if I start with the glue first and then slowly add the water, I can control how well it's being mixed together. I know a lot of people have had problems with the glue and the water separating, which does occur over time. And all you really have to do is just kind of shake it back up. Let's see if I can find one that's, well, this one might be a little bit thicker. So this one I think is my pure 1-to-1 ratio. So I'll show you guys kind of the difference there. How it's a little bit thicker and how it doesn't come off that spoon quite as smooth. So this is actually one that I've used more with the glitters. The thicker one works a little bit better with some of the larger sizes, kind of up to a 0.15. But I really like stuff that's a little bit thinner when using it with the micas. It just seems to be a little bit more user-friendly. All right, so I am going to show you guys the brushes that I use. You can use these. We've got the Mod Podge brush. These are really good for any type of adhesive. Mod Podge, the Tack It glue. Sheila, why do I mix it? If you don't, it's a really thick glue, and it's kind of a waste because you don't really need that much. These are more expensive than the ones that I'm gonna use. This is what I've got. I got it off of Amazon. It's a 2-pack. The biggest thing that I found with these brushes is it's not so much like the shape of the Mod Podge brush, it's the actual bristles that are on it. They are the gold Taklon bristles. And they're a lot smoother, and they really help prevent any streak lines in your so this is fresh out, so it hasn't even had a chance to really kind of smooth out a little bit, but it prevents a lot of the streaks and stuff. So when you're going for that kind of chrome look, really good. So. All right, the other ones I'm going to use are my actual application brushes. This is the one that I found I prefer. It's just a foundation brush, is what I'm told. And then when I went looking for them, sure enough, because I had gotten this on clearance, as you can see from the side, it is not your traditional like big poofy powder brush that a lot of people would use with like tacky epoxy. I kind of like this flatter because it allows me almost to scoop the Chameleon Flakes, Chrome Flakes out of the jar and kind of paint them on. It's also a little bit stiffer, so I feel like it gives me a little bit more control. I've got a couple of new ones that I'm going to try tonight too that are just different types of the same thing almost. This one's a little bit more flexible and a little bit more pointed, so if I wanted to do some detail work, I could do that. And then I've got another one, which is just an e.l.f. foundation brush. It's like $2 where I work, so I figured, why not? Let's try it. Again, very flat from the side. It's gonna allow me to scoop up some product. Annika, if you want, after the live, I can shoot you the link for the ones that I actually got that I use. So the other thing that you guys are gonna need is just a cup of water. The Tack It is water soluble, so if you don't want to jump up right away and go clean your brushes out or anything, I just throw it right in here when I'm done, and that keeps it for the next time. And then paper towel. If you are in a room that has a fan, make sure you turn it off because it is going to blow everywhere. They are super lightweight. Oh crap, I don't even have the little 1-ounce jars anymore. I already emptied them. So one of the things that I like to do when working with the flakes is I've got much larger jars than what they actually come in. The reason I do that is if you look inside, everything is settled down towards the bottom. Let's see if I can show how far down in there that is. So you can see I can stick my stirrer in there quite a ways down before actually hitting the flakes. Because they are so light in weight and floaty and messy, it's gonna help me keep control over where they are. So we've got quite a few colors that we can mess around with tonight. I've got 7, I think, of the 8 that we can play around with. And then I also pulled out Eye of the Tiger. Gorgeous kind of orange-red shift. Figured it'd be great for a Halloween cup. Ton of these behind me. My husband and I built them. We're a little bit crafty. Most of my room we've kind of built ourselves so that I could stay organized as best I could. Stacy, it does not. No, you don't need another style jar. I really just took basically the 1 gram and put it into the equivalent of like a 1 ounce or a 2 ounce jar. Just my preference, because I am messy as can be and like to not lose the flakes because they are so gorgeous and precious. Y'all are cracking me up here. Love it when people are interactive in these groups. Okay, so here's the cup, just a plain old 20 ounce. This is sanded and painted with a flat black. When we go into using the chrome flakes, the base coat is not going to matter as much if you're looking for full coverage, because they are opaque. I did go ahead and prep one already, so once I get the Tack It applied to this one, we don't have to sit around and wait for it to dry. We're gonna go ahead and get started applying the chrome flakes. And then while we're working on the other one will have time to dry, and then we can move straight into the chameleons. So this is the one we're gonna start with. This kind of gives that oil slick appearance. This is an option I have for guys that don't want a glittery cup. It's mainly, it'd be great for, like my husband works on his Harley in our cars all the time, so it's kind of almost a mechanic type cup for him. So I'm going to go ahead and tilt you guys down. Again, if I miss your comments, I'm trying to read while the screen is tilted down. So here we go. I'm going to get all my stuff open and ready for us. Without making too much of a mess, because it can be messy. And everything is super sticky. Make sure I have access to my baby wipes. All right, guys, so I'm gonna tilt you guys down so you can see what I'm doing here. All right. So I'm just getting my brush out. I'm going to dab it on a paper towel, kind of like what you would do if you were working with alcohol inks. You want it wet, but not sopping wet. If that makes sense? You want damp, but not sopping wet. So I'm just going to dip it in. Let me see if I can get this in a better situation. Here we go. So you guys can see better. Just lightly dip it in. It's not going to take much. You can see how little I have on there. I'm going to start from the bottom, kind of work my way up. I'm going to quickly hit the bottom because I always forget that I have the bottom of a cup. Even bottoms need love too. What size is the metal ring in my PVC arm? 7/16. Alejandra, this is a 1-to-1 ratio of Tack It and water. It's actually probably a little bit more water than the 1-to-1. When I apply this, I'm looking for kind of a milk-like consistency. At least when I'm doing it with Micas, I find that a little bit thinner than a 1-to-1 ratio works best with the powders. So you guys see how that's got a white appearance there? That's about all of the adhesive that I'm going to need to apply. So at this point, I'm just going to continue and make sure that it's even. Very, very light touch. Just trying to prevent any streaks from forming. As this starts to dry, it will turn clear in color. Your brush will start to get a little resistance. You'll start to feel drag as you're coming across here. That's when you know you are good to stop brushing. All right, so you guys see how it's starting to change colors a little bit, starting to get clear there. I'm starting to feel just a slight hair of resistance. All right, now I'm really starting to feel resistance. So I'm going to stop playing, take a quick peek around, make sure I'm not missing any major globs. You don't want anything that's like super thick either, because it won't have the same effect. It'll catch too much. Hi, Wanda. All right, guys, so that looks good. I'm just gonna spin that around. Whoop. I can see some reflections in the screen that I can't see from the angle I'm looking at it. All right. Still catching a few more spots. The nice thing about using a black base, even though it's not necessary, since the glue itself is white and it dries clear, it allows you to kind of see some of those areas that are missing when it's still wet. All right. Crease isn't going to make much difference. On the bottom, am I missing crease on the bottom? You talking about this one? It's got more glue in it than the rest of the cup, so it's going to take a little bit longer to dry. I'm going to put that away real quick. Just drop it in there. Got one to the crease. It's going to hold a little bit more of the Tack It mixture in it. So it'll take a little bit longer to dry in that spot, but by the time that we're done working on the next cup, it is going to be good to go. Jessica, notice it's a temporary adhesive. Wouldn't it make not a good seal? So the Tack It itself creates a temporary bond between whatever it's on and what you're trying to put on top of it. For anybody who has attempted this method and considered it a fail and tried to clean it off or strip that cup, you know very quickly it is almost impossible. You literally have to take like a Brillo pad to get it off. For me, I'm gonna try to show you guys here. I don't know if it'll zoom in. Can you see the very thin stainless edge around here? So before, this was my Chameleon Mica. I went through and sanded down so that I could get a little bit of that stainless lip exposed, so that when I went to do my first layer of epoxy, the epoxy sealed in everything beneath it. Have I ever tried caulking the seam with paintable latex? No. The epoxy is self-leveling, so once you go to put the epoxy on it, it's not really going to make much of a difference because it's going to level out anyways. The name of the brush is a golden Tacklon brush. It's the type of bristle that's going to make the difference. All right. So, you get my next cup ready to go. So here's one that already has the Tack It on it. You can see here, it has dried completely clear. I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like with my fingers so you can see the adhesion properties. I'm just gonna gently press down. And you can see how it kind of pulls your skin. It's not a whole lot of tackiness. You don't need a whole lot. It's just a form of getting that to stick. All right, so I have that cup ready to go. I'm gonna get my chameleons or chrome flakes ready. Tina, when the glue dries, it is in a tacky state. And then we are going to seal it with epoxy. So first one, this one here is Say Hello to My Little Friend. It is yellow and orange with hints of purple. All right. Next up, we are going to do I Like It a Lot. Look at that. This is going to be purple, orange, and yellow. You can see on the outside the shift that it gets. Next up, this is going to be I Am Serious and Don't Call Me Shirley. So this is a green pink shift. It's not showing quite the full shift on that screen there, but we'll get that. Melinda, is that for me or for Aaron? All right, guys, this is Yippee-Ki-Yay. This is green to blue, purple, red, and gold. So this one has a multitude of colors in that shift. Tina, I completely understand. Method may not be for everybody. I'm just showing you guys an option. It's a water-soluble adhesive. Mod Podge is a water-soluble adhesive for those who are worried that it stays in a tacky state. For me, it's similar to using Loctite spray adhesive, which also stays in a tacky state, or Elmer's spray, or E6000, or any one of those tacky sprays that you're using. Again, I'm taking mine down and leaving a exposed stainless so that I can take my epoxy up over it. Kathy, these are all from Woody's Goodies from Miss Aaron. All right, so this one is As If. Okay, this one is a blue, purple, red shift. I don't know why I'm putting a lid back on it. We're all gonna use them. All right, so this one here is Hey You Guys. This one is a red, gold, green, blue. Hi, Angela. And then the final one is going to be All Right, All Right, All Right. Seemed fitting. You know, Matthew McConaughey, he's from Austin. I am just outside of Austin. Huge UT guy, and I am a UT grad. So this one is going to be a purple, red, gold. Oh, I got a lot of blue there. I'm hoping that's got some blue pulling out. All right. So are y'all ready? Wanna have fun with these? So when I do these, I'm gonna kind of start one color at a time. I need to, actually, this should work. Did you say we could use? No, I didn't say to use Mod Podge as tacky. Sorry about that if that caused any confusion there. I was just answering a question that's kind of been a healthy debate in a lot of the Tumbler community this past week about the fact that it's classified as a, I can't even think of the word right now, non-permanent, I guess, because it's repositionable. Whoops. Well, hello, Lori from Leander. Well, then you understand why I'm glistening today, because it is hot in Texas. All right, y'all. So first up, I'm going to start with Hey You Guys. I'm gonna start, this brush I'm gonna use is one I've been using for a bit now. Try to get you guys the best view here. So really all I'm gonna do is dip it in and just kind of brush it on. Can you see that? So this is one option, is to just leave it here and still retain the texture of the flakes. For me, I'm going to go for more of an oil slick appearance. Y'all see that shift? Ah, so many colors. All right, so for me to achieve that kind of oil slick look, I'm going to buff it now, which is just about rubbing it down. It's going to smooth out the edges of those flakes. So y'all see how that gives kind of a smooth, almost chrome-like appearance there. Does the shift stay after epoxy? It sure does. Here's one that I did last week in a live, and you can see all the shifts there. All right, so that one was Hey You Guys. Let's see. I have no idea what I'm gonna grab, so I'm just gonna randomly grab because it doesn't really matter. Next up is As If. So I am just going to follow along the outer edge of what I just did. I'm not sure if you guys can see all those flakes that kind of float everywhere. It is very messy. This is why I turned off all the AC and fan into this room. All right, so again, there's texture. If you want to leave it just like that, I'm going to go in and buff it down. All right, guys. So now you can see not only are you getting the color shift there, but it also blends when the two colors meet. And all those different colors that are starting to pop out everywhere. Tiffany, you can do this with solid colors too. I don't know if I have one handy right. Oh, you know what? I do. So there is solid color. That is a solid gold base. All right, right, so that one was As If. I'm just gonna grab whatever's next. Let's see, this one is Yippee-Ki-Yay. Stacy. All right. And I am okay with these random ones that fly away. It is going to help me with blending colors later. All right, so that one's got a lot more of the blue in it. And I totally forget to hit the bottom sometimes, so I'm gonna go in real quick and hit some of that. I'm gonna hit up some green next to kind of capture a little bit of a different shift in that. This one is I Am Serious and Don't Call Me Shirley. Oh, this one's pretty. And y'all, there's no rhyme or reason to how I'm putting this on. I like kind of the random application of these colors. If you were to do all one flake, you're going to get the shift specific just to that flake. This allows me to show off all of them on one cup. All right, so you can start to see kind of all those different shades come into life across there. All right, next up, Tack It Clip. All right, I like it a lot. I'm gonna come back and hit a different color in the center here, just to break it up just a hint. This is not a new color, this is the one we started with. It's Hey You Guys, but I wanted to add a hint of green into that spot. Oh yeah. So much fun. See how those are blending together and you never know what color you're gonna spot. Kind of reminds me of like finger painting as a child, except way prettier. All right, what do we have next? Let's go for, yeah, let's try some all right in there. Mm. I'm going to do the same thing and hit that lighter green right in the center there. And then blend it out. Just so that we have a hint of something different in between. All right, on to the next color. Say hello to my little friend. I hope you guys can see this as it's going on. It is hard to try to hold this and see it and make sure you guys can see too. Ooh, this one's so pretty. Such a pretty fall color. It's got yellow to gold. All right. Got one more color to try out. Yippee-ki-yay. There we go. Flying off my football. So for anybody worried about those flakes that are falling down, I just pick them back up with my brush and hit them over the bottom. So you still get all those shifts across the bottom too. All right, so still got one more spot. Let's see, blue, purple, red. Just keep rubbing that in so I get the look I'm wanting. This is the I Am Serious. I'm gonna hit this up right here in the center. Then, all right. Ooh, almost spilled that. I might have actually cried there on this live, y'all. All right. And I'm just going to brush this over any last areas in this side that didn't have color. All right. for you guys who were worried about this being a tacky product, I'm gonna touch you guys up real quick. All right. So for anybody who was worried because it's tacky, or it's called tacky, as you can see, I am now rubbing this with my hand. There is no stickiness. It is 100% smooth. There is no tacky residue. You can see. But because I am rubbing this over and over, my oils from my hand have transferred, and this will need to be sealed. It is also a completely smooth surface, so your epoxy needs something to adhere to. Looks like Mardi Gras. I hadn't thought about that. I think of it, I do call these my oil slicks. So you can see, I'm gonna turn that very slowly so you can catch all the different shifts going on. Chameleon, exactly. So that has, what do we count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the 8 right now. All right, I'm gonna put that one down real quick and get the lids back on my flakes so they do not go flying everywhere. If I can. My cup was not wanting to work with me here. All right, wash off my hands real quick. Tie-dye. Tie-dye could work too. I'm gonna stare at it and get all ideas. I'll go back when I can rewind and see if it was asked. If you do get your hands, if I get my hand, Barbara, if you want to ask again real quick while I'm actually looking up. If I get it on my hands while applying the Tack It, the mixture that I'm applied, just comes off with baby wipes. It's not super messy. The flakes are the messy part. What do I use to seal these? I use Quick Coat. Urethane Sealer from Counterculture DIY. You can spray it with triple thick, I've seen people using. I use this because I have a ton of marbling paints, and so I had this around, and I don't have to get out of my little room here. I can just apply that while it's on the turner, and I let it spin, apply it with a gloved finger. It's recommended to use a foam brush, but I don't like streaks in it. So I just use my gloved finger, and I feel like I have more control over the amount of product that I'm using. So I apply a thin layer, let it spin, let it dry, go back, hit it with a second layer. Flakes everywhere. And then I apply, once the second coat dries, I can move on to epoxy. I was able to do all of that on live before, so it doesn't take that long. I'm just wiping out that brush a little bit because it's got a mixture of flakes on it right now. All right. So I'm gonna change out Melba, if you want to message me afterwards, this is not, the sealer that I used is not a product that Erin sells, and since this is her business page, I don't want to pin anything to this post that is not from her page. All right, guys. My shirt sparkles, yay! Might as well, everything else on me is sparkling right now. Hi, Neely. Okay. So now I'm gonna move on to the next cup that we just applied adhesive to at the start of this. No, please mention it. Okay. All right. After the post is over, with Erin's permission, I will link the Quick Coat Sealer. So this is the one that we applied the Tack It mixture to earlier. You can see it is no longer white. If we come in and do the touch test, you can see my finger sticking to it. It's funny, well, one's water and one is non-water. You gotta have a ratio, right? But they're in the same color family. All right. So for this one, we're gonna make a mess here. This is going to be, oh, it's not focusing. Eye of the Tiger. This is going to be the orange red shift. Ooh, Erin's gonna let us know. She's gonna test everything for us. Since this is such a small container, I'm just gonna take one of my condiment cups, sprinkle some of it in there, or a lot of it. Either way, I don't mind getting a little messy. I've got an ample supply of baby wipes. All right, so everybody wanted to see how the Chameleon Micas look on here. Super easy mess for these two. I guess I'll keep that out because I'm gonna put everything back in there when I'm done. For this one, same thing. I'm gonna use just, I don't know if you can see that, it's upside down and backwards, but e.l.f. foundation brush. Thank you, Bethany. Hey, Tuma. Hi. So a little bit flatter allows me to have more control. So we are completely sticky here now, tacky. I'm gonna tilt you guys down so you can see what I'm doing. This is probably my new favorite method for the Chameleon Micas because it really, really helps avoid streaks and gives, I'm calling it a faux chrome appearance. I guess let's just start. So all I'm doing is brushing it in to begin with. Just like you would do with tacky spray paint, tacky epoxy. Do this over paper so you don't lose any of your precious Chameleon Micas. It's not gonna look like much right now. We'll come back and that's, I'm just getting the coat on there. This is why I like the flat, stiffer surface because it allows me to kind of scrape off some of that extra. Very quickly going around. No guesswork as to whether or not my epoxy is tacky enough. Hitting the small window of tacky spray paint, especially in the summertime in Texas when it's 110 degrees outside. Because your window for tacky spray paint only lasts like 20 seconds. And don't worry about piling it on. I'm going to be brushing it all right back off. Let's see. What will you put on the gold cup I showed? I'm not sure just yet. I'm trying to decide on that one. probably do some form of a marble over it, but haven't fully decided. I was actually just playing around with it to see how it worked with solid colors. Experimenting. That's how we learn new things. And if it doesn't work, then you strip it and start all over again. And here you can see where we started. So we're getting close here. Alright guys, so now all I'm going to do is kind of quickly brush off some of the extra. Alright, you guys ready? So same thing I did on the other cup. I'm just going to rub that down. Buff it in. And again, this is, I always forget the bottom. Can't forget about the butt, right? It needs love too. All right, that is looking gorgeous. All right, guys, so let's see if we can capture that shift there. So you see how quickly that went on. There's more of that shift. Can y'all see that? And so again, guys, this is just one of the standard chameleons. This is not one of the chromeleons. But using that method, you totally get the faux chrome effect. So one of the challenges that I know a lot of people have is trying to find the perfect ratio of their chameleons to epoxy to get the right coverage without having it look streaky. This is going to prevent all of that. So I'm just making sure I've got it rubbed down everywhere, buffed in good. So, yep. So that's how easy that is. Put that up. Tilt you guys back up so I can see a little bit better. Which chameleon is this? This one was Eye of the Tiger. Perfect, perfect fall color shift. It's got that gorgeous gold, red, maybe a hint of purple. Really, really, really pretty. UPS has got everyone's orange blowing up. Now I'm worried because I have another errand delivery at my mailbox right now. I just didn't have time to go get it before I went live. Oops, hopefully it's still in one piece when I get there. All right, give me just a second, guys. I'm gonna try to clean up some of my beautiful, beautiful eye of the tiger before it blows everywhere. Anybody got any questions while I'm doing this? Because then I want to show you guys something fun that's coming down from Miss Erin there. Oh, thank you, Deborah. We have worked, my husband and I have pretty much built this from the ground up. Of course, Kimberly. Thank you, Miss Erin, for inviting me and asking me to come in and share some tricks with you guys. It really is kind of one of those methods that what inspired me to try the Tack It instead of other methods. How I had seen someone use a similar product in a different group, I don't know, probably 2 months ago, maybe a month and a half ago, with some ultrafine hollow glitters. And then, you know, the Chameleon Flake craze hit. And I loved the idea of buffing it into epoxy, but I'm impatient and I don't like waiting or trying to figure out what the right stage of tacky is. So I thought, well, if there's this product out there that dries to a tacky stage, why not give it a try and see if it would work for the Chameleon Flakes? And so I actually got it on my birthday at the start of August. And so I spent my birthday up here in this room when I got home from work playing around with it to see how it would turn out. And it was just something that worked really, really well. So since I have you guys on here and this is one of Erin's groups, I know Miss Annika showed you guys some super secret pink sauce in a live the other night on a cup. They are part of Erin's future Auroras. This is that, look at that, gorgeous, gorgeous pink. So excited. And then with all the talk about the explosion of the orange, I'm almost afraid to show this. But this is, y'all see this? So pretty. So I'm gonna tilt you guys down again, and I've got a sheet of fresh black paper. So I'm gonna swipe these across the paper so you can see what they look like. Hopefully I can open this without spilling it because they're like precious units of gold right now. All right. So here's this gorgeous orange one. I'm gonna waste it. Oh my God, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna put the lid back on because I don't want to spill it. Oh my Lord. I don't know if y'all can see that shift on that. Do you see the flashes of red inside this like neon orange? Oh my God, I'm dying, y'all. Spread that out a little bit more. Oh, the shimmering beauty. Oh my God. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh my God. totally like a kid in a candy store right now. It's Christmas. Aaron. Alright, y'all. So there is the luscious pink goodness. Let's see what this one. If I remember correctly, this is the same one that Annika used on a cup the other night, which was a gorgeous pink over white. And then when you put it over black, it turned to like this pinky coral. All right, here we go. All right, so there's the pink to start with. Oh, that shimmer. It's like you laced it with glitter or something. All right, I'm gonna spread this out so we can see. It's just not fair. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right. So there is that pink. Do y'all see that sparkle that's in that? Oh my God. So the orange and the pink side by side. Oh my God. Okay, these are going on a cut. Shit, I have so many. Ooh. Oops. I have so many turners full right now. They may be going on a cup in the morning. So stay tuned for the auroras from Miss Erin. Show them on the white too? Sure. Let me see if I have white paper. I'm such a bad glitter mom or Mica mom. I don't normally put them down on white because most of the time stuff is more true to color. So here we got the pink. Over the white. Do this without making too much of a mess to get it back in this little jar without wasting all this precious pink goodness. And there you can see a little bit of shimmer left. And then here is the orange. So there is the orange on white. Yeah, these are definitely going on a cup in the morning. Once I get one of these turners freed up. All right. Well, it looks like we are definitely winding down. Hope everybody got some good information. Can't wait to see all of your creations. Anybody have any last questions? I don't know if y'all want to look at these cups one last time before I log out. So here is the Chrome Flakes, applied Tack It Method. Random pattern, random colors. There's 7 different ones here. I just call this my oil slick cup. This is the Chameleon Mica, applied Tack It Method. Might have to go in and touch up a couple areas there. For anybody wondering, you can go back in and go over again. You can do a second coat if you need to. So, there we go. No problem, Shannon. Thank you, Miss Erin, for inviting me on. Y'all feel free to shoot me a message if you have any questions. I will be saving this video so you can come back to it. And I will also be saving it to my channel. So again, you guys have any questions, y'all want to know where I get the brushes, what type of brushes, anything like that, just shoot me a message. Erin, I will go back in and link the sealer that I use. So thank you guys. Y'all have a good night. Bye.